Sportscast. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on all of our channels: YouTube, Periscope, iTunes, and now Spotify. If you're on YouTube, hit like and subscribe. If you're on iTunes, leave a rating and review. Also, visit us on the sportscast.net for all of the up to date sports news. If you have an iPhone, download our new app. This episode is brought to you by Zach White, Realtor, LAH Homewood in Birmingham, Alabama. Many of you know Zach as someone who's actively been helping kids learn sports and life lessons through Soccer Shots, Wister and Rich, and Iron Kids Ministries. Well, now Zach has a new way to serve others through LAH Real Estate. If you or someone you know is looking for a home or needing to sell, call Zach at 205 381 7050. I'm your host, Over the Hill Powerlifter, and 2003 Bama grad Justin Riley. With me, as always, is the man who is an Alabama legend, all SEC linebacker, two-time author. And when Ric Flair said to be the man, woo, you got to beat the man, he is that man, Marvin Constant.
Justin, another Tuesday night. It's
Yes,
about
sir.
to be good, as usual. Fellas, hey, if you ain't heard about the show, you better buckle up, get ready. It's about to be fun.
It's a lot of fun. I will say ahead of time, guys, our show is 90% nonsense, 10% actual analysis. So if you can roll that, you're in the right place. And Marvin, as usual, we got a great panel of guests, as we always do on Tuesday night. Can you go ahead and introduce all these gentlemen?
First and foremost, Steve late as usual, nothing new. So
Not new.
whenever Steve get here, Steve will get here. But in the meantime, in between time, ladies and gentlemen, from Touchdown Alabama Magazine, the one and only Stephen M. Smith. Don't mistake him for Stephen A. Smith. We got Mr. Curtis Brown. Catch anything you throw in his direction. We got the man himself. Tonio referenced him last week a few times, Mr. Willie Gaston. And lastly, running back, tote that thing, Mr. Chris Anderson himself, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, fellas.
What up?
Well,
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you.
Yeah, glad to have
No
all y'all
problem,
here.
no problem.
Now,
Glad to be here.
now, Steve Brown can't get here on time. I'm gonna have to give you guys a great intro instead because I saved one up for him, but he may lose that soon. So y'all inherit it.
I don't know what happened last week on that conversation when my name came up. That was some
Hey,
Bush League
you
stuff
know,
right there.
I was gonna give you hey, look, we were gonna give you the opportunity to clear your name. Don't worry about that. We'll get back to that.
It's your turn, man. It's your turn. Hey, we didn't have to say anything. It seems like whenever we have Tonio and Teague on together, they always bring your name up in conversation, man.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's good or bad, man.
You obviously made an impression.
It wasn't a good one. Gee,
But yeah.
man.
I had to make a clip for you and show you what you missed out on last week. So yeah, this is definitely your time, brother.
Boy, they let me have it. I ain't even know nothing about it. I said, I was sitting there going to myself, is that what they really think of me?
Hey, you're gonna have opportunity to
Yes,
clear
sir.
your name.
Hey, now Willie, I gave Teague the opportunity to jump back on here this week with you, but he declined. He has something to do.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
I'm
his
sure
show
he
to
did.
prepare for.
Yeah.
Well,
They
let's
just
go
threw
ahead.
me under the bus.
Like I said, it's your time, brother. Well, let's go ahead and jump into our first topic, and y'all feel free to join in. It's our favorite segment called Constant Chaos, brought to you by Milo's, who has one of the greatest food traditions since 1946. And what this segment allows Marvin to do is give us unfiltered thoughts and issues surrounding Alabama or college football in general. Marvin, what you got for us this week?
What you asking? Yeah. After last Saturday's performance, I was kind of speechless. It was the tale of two teams from the first half to the second half. I don't understand how things went left so fast in that game. How do we go from manhandling them to barely winning? You know, and we talk about Pete Golding a lot and how terrible of a defensive coordinator he is. I think the Bama Nation as a whole has come to a consensus that Pete is terrible. Terrible. Do any of you guys have any knowledge or understanding how Pete got this job? Anybody?
I have no idea. I have no idea how he got that job.
He knew somebody. He knew somebody.
Or he could just have a hell of an interview. You know, like I've always said, I'm gonna go apply for some big executive position and have him speak for me.
I pity the fool that hired Pete Golding as defensive coordinator. That is not the Alabama standard. I pity the fool who made such a dumbass decision.
That's what's up. Now, Willie, you came from a defense that thought it was like a crime to give up 10 points a game. How do we go from that to what we have now? I know it bothers you watching it.
Hold on. Time out, though, before we get into that. So, Willie, when Florida played LSU, there was this whole shoe throwing thing, right? That pretty much cost Florida the game. So last week we had Tonio and George on. Tonio said, you know, we all play with one guy who would do something like that. He said for us, it would have been Willie Gaston. And then he said Willie would have threw the shoe and be like, well, I ain't know whose shoe it was. I'm just trying to throw the shoe so we can get to the next play so we can keep the game. So I know you want to clear your name and not just let Antonio throw you under the bus like that. I know you want to clear your name.
Number one, Willie would never take anybody's shoe and throw it 30 yards up the field at any point. I was a nice guy on the field.
Well, according to Antonio Langham.
Look, you gonna listen to Antonio and Teague about that, really? I am that dude, man. I'm a great teammate. I don't do things like that in such a game as that important. Now, you take a Tennessee Chattanooga game, I probably would have did that. I probably would have. I mean, hell. But, you know, my antics for me came off the field more than on the field. Now, there are times in games where everybody would look at me and be like, man, what the hell happened? I don't know. It happens, man. I mean, you can't run these complex defenses and all the time your mind is straight.
So what does a complex defense have to do with throwing a shoe? Are you playing horseshoes or you playing 3-4 coverage?
Look here, buddy. When you throw shoes like that, it has a meaning. It has a strength to it. He tossed that mug 30 yards. So evidently, he wanted somebody to know he had an arm.
Then you know what else he said? He said you was trying to hang him from that wire, from that camera that run across the field, like people be hanging shoes on the power line in the projects. He also said,
man, that's territorial markings right there, man.
Only Willie G.
That's territorial markings, man. You got to go back to the hood for that. When you throw it on that line that's hanging up there, you know that ain't somewhere you want to be.
Crazy.
And Florida definitely looked like they didn't want to be there that night at their own home stadium.
If we want to get back to the game, how did our defense go from manhandling to getting manhandled in the second half? I believe I'm a pressure kind of guy. I believe in not sitting back, allowing an offense to do what they want to do. And that's basically what they allowed Florida to do the second half.
But you got it. But you got to admit, though, if you're going to be a blitz-heavy team, then you have to get to the quarterback. That's something we hadn't been as good at all season as we normally have been in the past. So if you're not getting the pressure you need to get, in a man-to-man situation, you can only cover for so long. That ball is going to come out. So we've been terrible at getting pressure on quarterbacks to force that. So how do you justify continuing to blitz, even though we hadn't been hitting home with the sacks?
It's not even a matter of you having to blitz the whole game. That's
Well,
not
whenever
easy.
we blitz, we tend to get torched.
We blitzed in that game from what I remember 2 or 3 times, and we got there. We got there on those 2 or 3 blitzes that we did. The rest of the game.
Well, Willie Gavin, that's a damn problem. You still thinking too much.
Yeah,
I did enough to try to take care of your ass the whole 3 years you was there, and you still trying to recall shit. Just don't recall nothing else, please. Just listen.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Antonio Langham.
And Steve Brown is back.
Hold up.
Downtown. What's up, downtown?
Not much, brother. Chilling.
Downtown.
Yes, sir. What's up, Steve?
What's happening, man? I'm just happy to see all y'all has-beens. What's going on?
That's exactly what we are, has-been.
Hey, man, I'm happy to be back, man. I had to take 2 weeks off to handle some personal business, but I'm back, man. What we talking about? Firing Pete Golding again? What we talking about? Firing him? What we talking about?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Man, the defense was so awful Saturday. Marvin, he just kept texting me. He was mad as hell, and I couldn't understand what he was saying because all his word was misspelled, but I made him out.
You gotta blame that on the spelling check, man. You gotta blame it on the spelling check, Marvin.
Nah. Hey, man, hey, man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you the best part of that game. The best part of that game to me was when Saban he was trying to bend over and play it off, and Saban bent over with him and cussed his ass out. And I just know what Saban was saying. I Saban was saying, "I want you dead right now." Hey, man, and usually the cameraman would keep the camera on Saban as he cursed the coaches out. They left it on for like 3 seconds. I got mad as hell. Hey, Marvin, did you see how
You say what?
Did you see how Coach Saban got in Pete Golden ass?
Yeah, but they didn't show too much of it though. They spared Pete that.
Yeah, I'm like, man.
Y'all,
Hey, man, I thought the defense had arrived, but then again, here we go with that again.
I'll be honest with you. If we got to play a Clemson or Ohio State, that's going to be a tough sell on defense for us. That's going to be real tough. I mean, because when you playing quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, especially ones who can extend plays with their feet, so they're going to make it those plays go a little bit longer, so they're going to have to cover longer. And with the calls that Pete made, I just don't see it going well.
And you know what, man? I don't understand. He calls the most, to me, the absolute most ineffective blitzes in the damn world. I don't know. I mean, his blitzes never get home. I don't understand. Who are you sending? A nose tackle and a guard? Who are you sending? His blitzes never get home.
I don't know, Steve. It's been rough, man. So
I got a question. How were we able to limit Kyle Pitts to where you pretty much forgot about him in the first half to all of a sudden the second half he looks like a Pro Bowler?
Matchups, man. First half, Kane was on him most of the time. He wasn't the second half.
You know what I noticed too, man? The reason he got loose like that, because the first half, Alabama was calling aggressively. They were calling the attacking defense. And then it seemed like they just settled into a cover 4, just settled and just let him do what he wanted to do. Like right before the half, before they scored, and we came and scored right before them. That's when Saban cursed them out because they scored so easily. It's like we were just playing a soft zone and they were just throwing the ball down the field. Like, come on, man, what are y'all doing?
All right. It did not look good at all, So I don't know how we're going to be successful in the playoffs with what we're doing defensively. I really don't.
Kurt, what you think, man? What you think?
Well, I think defensively we're playing a couple of true freshmen. You know what I mean? So that's always going to be tough on those guys. So I think at the end of the day, we really have to get more pressure up front. You know what I mean? In order to help those guys out in the secondary.
No, but you know what, man? The true freshmen are balling out more than anybody.
That's true. Matter of
They
fact,
balling out more than anybody, man.
But
I mean,
you know what?
I could allow Malachi Moore to make a mistake or two because he's been balling out of control the whole season. And on another subject, your ceiling fan is ugly.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve. You know who we can get a great input from about freshmen balling out?
Who?
Antonio Langham. He's the freshman basketball coach, so he know all about freshmen.
Hell no.
T.O., you coaching basketball, baby?
Yeah, I got.
He holds the clip. He hold a dry erase board. That's what.
I gotta come and check that out.
Yeah, I got suckered into that.
Hey, Langham. Hey, man.
I didn't ask you a damn thing, Willie Gaston.
Hey, tell them to do it man free.
Hey, man. Hey, when they said that you coach basketball, you was like, hell yeah. Like you don't know it.
Hey,
See, you know what I do? I sit there with a whistle around my neck at practice with my foot propped up on the damn bench, and I just sit there and watch practice. I don't know what's going on half the time. No, where they go.
Wait, that's the same exact thing Pete Golden's doing.
Exactly. All right. Okay. Let's. You know what?
What's that?
You know what? Now, Justin. Every time we have ex-Bama players come on, they always try to be politically correct. So let's put them on the spot. Kurt, what do you think about the defense coordinator? Keep it real. Keep it 100.
You're in a safe place. Ain't nobody gonna talk about you.
That ceiling fan though.
Hey, man, he still got a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? He still got a lot of work to do.
That's
a real politically correct answer, man.
That's all you can say.
That man trash.
Steve, I got one for you.
We're going to go to Chris now. Chris, go ahead. What you think? Go for it.
Why ain't Charlie Strong on the sideline instead of Pete Golden? I don't understand. You got one of the best defense coordinators in the damn nation, and he a damn analyst. Put him on the field. Take him off. Pete Golden, they need to switch spots so we can get this cat out there so they can start doing what they're supposed to do.
I'm with you. Not switch spots, Chris. Not switch spots.
He the first player to say something that he really, really meant. I like you, man. I like you. And look, do me a favor. Steven, can you push your glasses up some? God dog. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
chill, man. Chill with that. Chill with that, man.
You on here like
this, man. Now, Chris, back in your day, man, you balled it out. If you're coming up on a defense coached by a man like that, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
We're going to run that tall sweep all day, though.
Yes, sir.
That's what we run it. We're going to run it till the wheels fall off. We're going to run all day. I mean, that's just – they're so soft, man. And the players are, I think, good enough to make plays. They got to be in the right positions. I was a little disappointed in Malachi. I thought he should have played a little bit better against Pitts, getting burnt like hell. He wasn't even close to the summit. It was ridiculous, man. But Surtain and all these cats over, they're making plays. They got to be in the right situation. I don't think Pete Golden's putting them in the right situation. So wait and see what happened with that shit. Because I get frustrated. Can I cuss on this man? I'm cussing anyway. I don't care. I'm cussing.
Hey, you know what, man? You know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Justin, did I not say that all year? I said he is not putting these players in the position to make plays. I said that all year long.
You and me both. I've been said Pete need to be somewhere slanging French fries. This ain't his career path.
He probably missed the plate.
Hey,
oh gosh! I mean, the way things are going, I was about ready to put Mechie back there playing defense. So I know he can hit.
Yeah.
Man, just that hit was too bad. Just it was too bad.
Hey, I think we need a Daniel Moore painting of that.
Yeah.
What y'all think?
They do. Hey, you
Hey,
know,
that
as a
was
matter
one
of
of the
fact,
best hits I seen
as
all
a
year.
matter of fact, did Mechie come in as a defensive back at first? He was recruited as a defensive back.
No.
He wasn't.
He came as a wide receiver, but he can play DB.
Shit, no, he can play linebacker with that damn hit.
Is that what they do in Canada, man? Because dang.
Hey man, when he hit Buddy, I dropped my whole cup of 1738. Man, I'm talking about like, hey, I ain't seen nobody get cleaned up like that in a long time, with the exception of a crackback block. I ain't seen. I mean, hey.
Hey, you know what? So you know what? So is it fair to say that for Alabama to win? And I'm asking you, Steve. I'm asking you, Steve. Is it fair to say for Alabama to win the national championship, we got to outscore people?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
pretty much.
We ain't shutting down nobody. We not shutting down Trevor Lawrence. We not shutting down Justin Fields. I think Ian Booker give us problems, man.
Anybody halfway decent?
Hold on, don't go that far now. Don't go that far now.
It ain't that I don't have. It ain't that I have credit in Ian Book. I just don't have none in Pete Golden.
Well, you know what, man? You got to understand. Ian Book is a mobile quarterback now. He's a mobile quarterback. So you know.
Yeah, but Nick ain't gonna allow him not to make adjustments. You know what I mean? Adjustments are gonna be made eventually.
What you mean eventually? We got for the game or two left.
Yeah. But he gonna,
Run it out.
Exactly. Which is why I'm telling you, they're gonna make adjustments. So
Hey,
we
CB,
should see a different,
CB, you know what that adjustment gonna be? Hopefully Pete Golden getting his walking papers after the season over. That's gonna be the adjustment.
No, Marvin. What about before the game?
I wish they would. Shit, man, please.
I mean, they kicked out Lane Kiffin before a game. Why not Pete?
Please.
Well, Van Kippen
do something, man.
He had a job waiting on him. That's what he's waiting on the job. He ain't waiting. Golden not waiting on the job right now. You're about to be looking for one, but he ain't finna have one.
Hey, Tony,
maybe he can come help Tonio coach high school basketball or something.
Hey, tell him to go find Miles College. They hiring.
Steven, I'm gonna tell Ruffin you said that shit too. I'm gonna let him know, man. You talking about his program, man.
Hey, he can use some help, though. He can use a little bit of help.
He can't use that kind of help.
At least help cleaning the suit up.
No, hey, but I'm saying, why would Miles College want somebody like Pete Golden? They already losing to DeVry, ITT Tech, Phoenix Online. They don't.
Steve, they need somebody to cut that grass. Let Pete cut the grass.
Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something real.
Terrible, bro.
I watch Sports Center and ESPN all day. I'm just waiting for the ticker to come across. Pete Golden suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. I'm just waiting on.
Wow.
Man, get him out of there.
I mean, true enough, we got a lot of points put up on us the other night, but at the end of the day, we still undefeated.
That's true.
But for how long?
Hey, but you know what, man? But you know what? It's we're undefeated, but it's a worrisome undefeated season because I don't care what nobody say, man. I've been watching y'all for years, and nobody has put up that many points on Bama in a season since I know of Alabama football, and that is embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Hey, but here we go. But but Steve, but your boy got on the field though.
Yeah, Ben Davis got on the field
and got jumped again. Hey man, Ben is 28 years old. He ain't got no missing tackles like that.
Well, he's on the wrong team. Hey, BYU playing right now.
It's everything's turning over for the offense to be effective. Defense, you can't touch them. They call them penalties, so it's so hard for these cats to do their job a lot of times. And it's more of an offensive-minded scheme. So we're going to have to outscore people. We ain't going to be able to just stop. There ain't going to be no more 10 to 50 games. It's going to be probably, like we've seen last few times, the way it is. You got to think it's more offensive-minded nowadays. So
Hey man,
He's been
I'm
more
still.
offensive minded for years. Man, that dude just sucked. Man, he sucked.
He sucked, bro. And
I agree, I
I'm
agree.
sorry to say this, man, and I hate it, but I'm really disappointed in our middle linebacker. He's been getting abused the whole season, and he's such a talented guy, man. I think he's really mentally crippling himself because he's still worried about his knee. I really believe that, man, because I mean, before he got hurt, he was like the man. Now he's missing tackles. Everything is going on with him. And so, Antonio, do you think he's still worried about that knee?
Nah, he's not worried about that knee. He really wanted to jump ship when he hurt that knee. He really wanted to jump ship and go pro. Now, trust me when I tell you this, these young guys nowadays, a lot of them, when they get concerned about their career on the next level, they play football cautiously. They play to protect themselves to make sure. He had a major knee injury and he doesn't want it again. So he's playing cautiously to make sure that he doesn't get injured and he doesn't mess up his draft position. Now he's messing it up by not playing good
Yep.
football, but he that's why he pushed so hard for that Lloyd's of London insurance policy. He's trying to protect himself. So it's like I'm gonna do enough to start, but I'm not gonna jeopardize a whole lot of it. Shit, it's no different than our boy Bo Scarborough when he had that fracture against Clemson.
Right.
Bo could have came back to play. I heard from quite a few people that the injury was not enough where Bo couldn't have played, or they would have jeopardized his career. And Bo chose to sit in the locker room because he was concerned about his NFL draft status, man. And let me just say this about Pete. Let me say this about Pete Golden real quick, man. I played
Tell
for
the
Nick.
truth, man.
I'm here. I played for Nick. And the problem with Pete Golden right now is Pete Golden is trying to call the defense exactly like the way Nick wants him to call it. So Pete Golden is trying to think just like Nick Saban. Jeremy Pruitt had success because he dropped his nuts and told Nick, I can't call football like this. Let me call it the way the hell I want to call it. And he had success. Kirby was the same way. Pete Golden is trying to do exactly the way Nick is asking him to do it, and at the same time, he can't think like Nick, just like Nick can't think like Pete Golden. If Pete Golden these next couple of games, if he drop his nuts and say, man, fuck that, let me call it the way I want to call it, and let me run the defense the way I want to do it, I think he'll have better success. Right now, Nick is saying, this is how I want you to call it, and he's trying his best to do it. But you can't do it like that because everybody thinks different.
He's playing the safe mode again.
There you go.
Man, you know what the thing is? You know who I admire, and this brother is on the other side of the ball. And this it should, I don't know, man. Something should click in Dylan Moses' head, man. The dude Dickerson, the center, he went down playing hard, and he played hard every down. Every down. I wish that was one of the best centers I've seen at Alabama. Not only did he abuse his opponent, he taunted him, and when he taunted him, he still made him look bad. I've never seen anybody abuse this guy.
Hey, did you say he tarnished them? Man,
No,
where you learn to speak at, man?
Taunted. I didn't say tarnished. I said taunted. See, now you listening with them badass knees of yours.
Hey, Steve, real quick. Why do we have to sit here on this Zoom call and look at Marvin half naked behind him the whole damn time, man?
That's because I got my 40 Plus Strong sweatshirt on. So we advertising 40 Plus Strong today. So for those of you who don't know, I got the before and the after up. You know what I'm saying?
You look like you was in your second trimester. That second trimester.
There you go again, trimester. See?
Whatever.
Oh, y'all crazy.
You look like you was a little pregnant, but you good now. Hey man.
Hey, why you look like that midget elf from that movie with old boy was playing Bad Santa?
I know.
No.
Who's that little midget elf?
No.
Hey, listen. Hey, back to the defense though. Honestly. Yeah. Okay, so to piggyback off of what Langham was saying a few minutes ago, right? Yeah, he's probably trying to call plays or call a defense exactly how Nick wants it called. But at the end of the day, fellas, these guys still got to make plays out there.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? The defensive line got to get pushed. He can't make them good push. You know what I mean?
That's right.
They got to do their jobs.
Okay, you say that, but hold on. You're right. Players got to make plays, but it goes back to the position you in though. Because if they running a dive downhill, but you got linebackers out of place, how you gonna stop that? If you running a coverage that's designed for 2 receivers, but they got 3 or 4 people running deep, how you gonna stop that? You gotta match what you see. So a lot of times we just in bad position because the calls got us all over the place.
I feel you.
Hey, Steven, so to be honest, I know you're a sports writer, so your opinion matters, and it is your opinion. So people can't get mad at you for what you say and what you write, because that's your job. What do you think of Pete Golding?
He way over his head. He way over his head, man.
He been drowned.
And then what was crazy is he came from like small school programs.
He never came from Steelman. He came from Steelman.
He came from small school programs. So when he got the job, so I feel like Nick was thinking this. Nick was thinking, all right, I got Kirby small, right? I got Kirby small. I got him young. Maybe if I was able to train up Kirby. So maybe if I get another one from a small area, train him up like I did Kirby, maybe I can have another Kirby. That was probably what Nick was thinking.
Man, that dude don't have the mindset of Kirby. He don't. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And it's just crazy how when Nick brought him into the interview, like Justin was saying, the dude rocked the interview absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
it's
listen,
different.
man. Hold on, time out. Don't ever reference Pete Golding in the same sentence with Kirby Smart. If you're gonna say anything Kirby related to Pete Golding, it better be him selling Kirby vacuum cleaners. Don't even compare them to that dude is.
I'm saying Marvin in the sense of what Nick would have been thinking, what Saban would have been thinking. I'm not comparing him to Kirby.
I think much more highly of Coach than that. Coach would not have. No, I'm not buying it.
Hey,
Has everybody thought about this though? Has everybody thought about, as far as the game plan going, do the players actually understand the game plan and the adjustments that come in the second half? Because that could have a lot to do with it.
But
I remember there were times. Go ahead,
Willie. You know what though, man? If you've had 11 games, you should know the defense by now, and you should know all of the adjustments. If a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator is teaching his team, he's teaching you how to check out. He's teaching you how to audible. All that. And we see
they're 10 plus games in. They got to know that.
Yeah,
they got to know that.
Not necessarily, because sometimes you add things into your game plan that you hadn't done all year.
Billy Jean,
and then when they get in the heat of battle, sometimes it don't click.
Oh, so you mean to tell me what you're trying to say is a lot of Bama players with like remedial classes like me? Is that what you're saying?
Trying to say our players got IEPs, Steve?
Let me take this damn Santa Claus hat off.
What I'm saying is this: sometimes when you come up with a game plan, the defense coordinator sees the game plan as a great thing. But as a defensive player yourself, you looking at it like, why are we doing this? And you don't question your defensive coordinator because you ask him. I couldn't question nobody. Langham had the authority to question anything that we did. I ain't have that authority. So I just had to go with whatever the game
number
plan
43.
Wait, hold on. How does Langham get the authority to question everything when he been getting burned all year and then made an interception and got a Daniel Moore pain? I don't understand. He got burned all year. I'm not talking about only off the field. He somebody gave him beat.
Don't let him do that to you, T.O. Don't let him do that to you.
Hold on, Curtis. What you say? They call Antonio French toast. What?
No, I didn't say that, baby.
He got burned all year long and then made one interception and got a painting. Who does that? I mean, he got burned. He got burned on the field. He got burned off the field by the master girls. He got burned in the kitchen. And Willie, you mean to tell me? And you mean to tell me? And he had the authority to say something, and y'all couldn't?
I couldn't. I don't know about anybody else. I couldn't.
Ask Willie why he didn't have any authority.
Because Willie was sleeping in the meetings.
There you go. There you go, man. There you go. Steve, listen. Anytime a man falls asleep in a meeting and the coach catch him and he asked Willie Gaston, he said, Willie, are you sleeping in my meeting? And Willie looks at him with a straight face and says, no, coach, I wasn't sleeping. I just gave you a real slow blink. If he said,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes.
What?
Look, man, I had to be quick.
Hey, Marvin, what are you doing? Marvin,
you see my background? Oh.
What?
Don't let him do you like that, Steve.
Yeah. Hey man, so Justin, this is what I came back to.
Apparently so. Don't you have a picture for Marvin? Yeah, I think you had it on Facebook a while back.
Hey man, we don't even talk about that. So let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think is it Dickerson that went down the center?
Yeah, Landon Dickerson.
So do y'all think from what I'm reading, his replacement is just as good?
Well, here's the thing I've always learned from playing sports. Your starter is the starter for a reason.
Yeah. But what do you think, Steven?
I like Owens, but if it was me, I would start Dalcourt, man. That boy dog. I would start 71, the sophomore Dalcourt. That boy something else. I would not start Owens. And it's no offense to him, but he don't got that meanness that Dickerson got, man. He don't have it.
That's what I like about Dickerson.
You know what? Alpha dog.
I wish everybody on the defensive side of the ball had that meanness like Dickerson had.
Yeah, it's like we have two completely different teams. Our offense and defense do not match. It's like we got on a suit up top with some shorts at the bottom. Something ain't right.
Biker shorts.
Man, right. With the fanny packs. We just all over the place.
Man, not the fanny packs, man.
Oh, wow.
Man, not the fanny packs, man.
Hey, man, listen. After that performance last week against a team that just lost to LSU with a freshman quarterback, and they had Burger King cashiers playing DB, LSU showed up with any and everybody they could find to play DB. And they beat Florida.
And let's not forget the brother threw a shoe.
Yeah, exactly. You know what though, man? I believe that Florida, they've been preparing for Bama anyway. They just have.
I mean, and Steve, Steve, you damn right about that, because the last 4 weeks from Vanderbilt down to LSU, they weren't concerned about them teams. They sleepwalked through them teams.
Yep, they've been practicing with Bama.
They didn't sleepwalk through LSU.
Oh, they did. They just had nightmare.
LSU got athletes. They're gonna keep athletes.
Steve, did you not see LSU playing with one scholarship DB, I think, or something? It wouldn't even.
Ain't not a scholarship DB out there.
LSU didn't even have real DBs playing, Steve.
But
they have artificial DBs.
Hey, but you know what? But one thing about LSU that Bama didn't do, LSU, they may have played with non-scholarship DBs, but that front seven was getting to that quarterback.
And that's why I say we can't play man like we play man, because we don't get the pressure to match man coverage. If you're going to play a lot of man coverage, you got to have some dogs up front who going to make that ball come out quick. Because I'm telling you, you can ask Tonio, you can ask Willie that. If quarterback got all day to throw the ball, you can't cover him all day. In man coverage, that ball got to come out quick. That means whoever you got blitzing, they need to be coming off that end fast.
Well, I will say the kid Will Anderson. Will Anderson is coming along. I think he's like and he's a freshman. He's our best pass rusher and number 4.
He's the only pass
Allen.
rusher.
Chris Allen, number 4.
Will Anderson leads the SEC in sacks right now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But outside of him, what do we have?
Ben Davis.
Malachi Moore.
Cousin Ben Davis. No.
I'm talking
You know
about
what?
pressure on that quarterback.
But you know what was crazy? You named Malachi Moore and Will Anderson. Both of them are freshmen, right? The rest of that defense should be a freaking shame to themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Will Anderson is a man playing
Now,
among boys.
Yeah,
Christian Harris, though. Christian Harris, he's been playing some ball, though. So
he's been
you
solid.
can't take nothing away from him.
Yeah.
You can't take nothing away from Chris Allen either. Chris Allen been balling out there.
Well, let me ask a question. What similarities do you see with Will Anderson and, say, Copeland and Curry?
None.
Oh.
None.
What was that question again?
I asked if there were any similarities you might see between Will Anderson and John Copeland and Eric Curry.
None.
Yeah, they different players, man. He's a different player than those guys.
I can say this. I can say this. I think personally, and I'm gonna go way old school on y'all. Will Anderson kind of reminds me of a younger version of Cornelius Bennett. I would say that.
I thought you was gonna say Derek Thomas.
Oh hell no!
Some people have actually said that.
What?
I have seen. Yeah, I've actually seen that float around.
Man, hey, Steve B, that kid is for real. He the truth.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
He's ugly too.
Well,
that's how he tackles so well. He's somebody that ugly gotta be mean.
Yeah, he get after it.
And you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you something though. He would have had a lot more sacks. He was doing a lot. He was missing a lot of tackles the first of the season. He was right there on the quarterback and would slide off every time.
Well, let's talk about.
I think now I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what happened, Steve. See, I text Will Anderson for the Iron Ball. I told him if you don't get this sack against Auburn, you ain't getting no PS5. And he woke up.
Hey, Steven, you got to slow down with this PS5, man. You on here with these VFW people on here, man. They grew up playing Atari.
Hey, yeah, Sony PlayStation.
Hey, okay. Sega Dream. Hey, Sega Dreamcast then.
No.
Sega Dreamcast.
That ain't old enough.
That's
Tecmo Bowl.
still too much. We
Okay. Tecmo Bowl then.
Yeah,
Tecmo
Bowl.
Hey, Steve, Steve, you got to go back further than that. Steve, you got to go back to Jack's, Hopscotch.
Hell no.
Man.
I might be the youngest person on this call.
All right, so let me ask y'all this. Who got the Heisman?
Honestly, if I had to give it out, I would give it to Devontae Smith. But we all know it's a popularity contest.
Yeah, how y'all see this playing out?
Devontae.
So
I gotta give it to Devontae.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I gotta give it to Devontae.
Yeah. But we know it's a popularity contest, and we know they give it to quarterbacks. Again, when was the last person to win a Heisman Trophy was a wide receiver? 1997. So you're talking about 20 plus
91.
Hey, Marvin,
91.
But Marvin, you got to understand something. And I want you to check this out if you don't believe me. Guess who's trending more than anybody as far as
don't say it, Steve. Don't say it.
Devontae.
Huh?
Oh, I can believe it.
Devontae is trending more than anybody.
But listen,
he deserves it.
But listen, this is the kicker. Actually, the two front runners should be Mac Jones and Devontae Smith.
Yep.
Absolutely right on that.
Yep.
But somehow Trevor Lawrence is back in the conversation again. How's
But
that possible?
he missed 2 games. He shouldn't even be in it.
I
He shouldn't
agree.
be. You know what?
I mean,
and I'm gonna tell you
And
something.
that shows you it's a popularity contest at the end of the day. He's college football's poster boy.
if you
Well,
want to
you
be
gotta
truthful
understand
about
this,
it,
man. The reason
But
I
y'all
would give
also
it
gotta
to
look at this, though.
Devontae, the reason I would give it to Devontae is because Devontae has really made Mac Jones look good. Because some of those throws were behind, too high. He was going to get them balls, man.
Look. Steve. This is what Devontae gonna win it. Devontae Smith been paying child support for 4 defensive secondaries in the SEC. He's been paying child support for 4 of them.
Hey, you got a point there. But at the end of the day, the reason why this kid should win it, he's the best football player in college football.
but you know,
Hands down.
but you know the thing about it, I'm not gonna say one way or another that I'm gonna be disappointed if he don't win it. I will be because he deserves it. But the thing that should happen, history should be made at the Heisman Trophy presentation. Alabama should be the first school in the history of the Heisman Trophy to go 1, 2, and 3. Najee Harris should be the third runner-up for the Heisman Trophy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I think Devontae is deserving of it just as much. I think Mac Jones is deserving of it too, man.
Hey man, I tell you what, if Devontae don't win, let's march from Coleman Coliseum to Jack's.
Well,
Y'all don't want to do it. Y'all don't want to do it. Don't worry about it.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm about to have to get off, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Notre Dame finna catch that damn smoke. I mean, they can't score like Florida can score. I'm gonna whoop that ass. Don't worry.
Their weakness right now is their secondary.
I don't even know why Notre Dame is even in it. Period.
Let me ask you this: did the playoff committee get this right?
No.
They didn't.
And
Who do y'all think should be number 4?
Curtis, who do you think? How would you rank it right now, 1 through 4?
Well, it would be Alabama. It would be Clemson. Then it would be Texas A&M. I think they're deserving of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Nah. After they got beat by Bama by 4 touchdowns, that's what screwed them. So I wouldn't even give it to Texas A&M.
That's early in the season.
That's early. Yeah, right. That's a good point. It was early in the season. They lost early in the season. They had a chance to bounce back, and they got better as the season progressed. Notre Dame.
You know what, man? You know what? It's all about politics again. Because let's keep it real. Nobody is going to watch a Bama and Texas A&M game. Nobody's going to do that. Okay. And honestly, Ohio State don't deserve to be in. But let's keep it real. Who wouldn't want to watch an Ohio State versus Bama or Ohio State versus Clemson? The ratings are going to shoot through the roof. Y'all already know that.
I'll be honest with you though,
and Notre Dame is in because that's a money game too.
I would give that number.
I'm just gonna say this.
I get that number 4 spot to Cincinnati if I had a vote. You want to be honest about it. You know why I would give it to them? I give them a point to prove themselves. And if they get blowed out, then in the future, can't nobody say that we never gave the non-Power 5 conferences a chance. So give them a chance one time, and let's just go ahead and make away stuff and get it over with.
No, you looking for? Ain't nobody got time for no feel-good stories. No, hell no.
No.
Steve, it ain't gonna be no feel-good story because they're gonna play Bama and get killed. So it's gonna be in the future. Don't talk to us about
no
this.
one talking about USC.
If you go
Everybody's
past
sleeping on USC.
Well, they slept too against Oregon. They slept against Oregon and got beat by the team that weren't even supposed to be in the championship.
Coach Chris, let's
Oregon was
go.
supposed to be up in there. Oregon is supposed to be, but Oregon slipped and lost to Washington. Oregon slipped and lose to.
They lost to California and Oregon State, the worst teams in the conference.
And they were supposed to be the Cinderella team for the Pac-12.
Well, they were.
So Steven, who should your 4 be? Who would your 4 be?
Ah man, it's crazy right here. So my 4 right here, I would go Bama, Clemson, Ohio State, and even though they did get beat by Bama, I would still put A&M in there.
Okay. Hey Marvin, I'm looking at Steven's car, and I see from his background, he on the west side buying weed again.
Really? 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 I got you. I got you.
I'm trying to get a 20. I can get a twomp. You got a twomp for me?
I see y'all. I see y'all. Hey, Steve. I'm right outside the trap house.
I see.
I hope not. They're going to think you the federale. Boy, you better get back in your car. They say you the like #1 government informant.
Hey, man. Hey, Marvin.
Yeah.
Hey, them dope boys gonna take Steven glasses. He gonna end up driving to Kansas.
Crazy, man.
God, me, man.
Hey, Curtis. Curtis.
Yeah.
Well, where you get that ceiling fan from?
Hey, it was in here when I bought the house, man.
Oh.
Hey, Steve. You know Ice Cream Man?
Yeah.
Be careful now. Be careful. Hey, that's my old one. Be careful.
That dude ain't shit.
No, we are live.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Even across 3 social media platforms. So chances are.
Hey, Justin.
He's going to see you in Memphis this weekend.
Hey, Justin,
Hey.
Is it me or does Antonio look like a coach that don't know his plays?
You mean a junior varsity basketball coach?
Hey, man, Antonio, what's your record, man?
0-2 right now, man. 0-2.
What?
Hey,
0-2.
Hey, you know what though, man? That's okay, because guess what? Your boys gonna improve, and y'all season is gonna be like your jersey in college. Y'all gonna go 4-3.
you know where he got his playbook from, don't you, Steve? You know where he got his playbook from, don't you?
Golden.
NBA Jam. He's on fire.
Hey, Tio, what high school you coaching at?
Sylacauga.
So what? You over there with Big DJ?
Yeah, I seen Big Unc the other day, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come check you out.
Come on,
Don't waste
there,
your
man.
gas money.
he might ask you to coach.
Yeah, we need a receivers coach, man. I'm looking for a receivers coach, man. Come on, man.
You running passing routes in basketball? Come on, you need a receiver coach.
He just implemented corner blitzes last week.
We need a strength and conditioning coach, but we can't hire you because all our kids are quit football and start modeling Calvin Klein underwear.
with the ass cut out the back.
All of them have OnlyFans accounts.
Justin, I told you,
Justin. That was a low blow, bro. That was a low blow, Justin.
Hey, man, he was joking on my being beef from Mississippi earlier this week, so you know.
I mean, it's Mississippi. I mean, that's easy.
Oh man, Steven went dark. They done jumped on him on the west side. Look at that. They done pulled his ass out the car. Hey, Marvin. Hey, man. The car like this.
All right, brother. Thanks for jumping on.
All right, Mustang.
Good to see you, Mustang.
Good to see you.
Take it easy, bro.
Bees, Chris, bees.
So Curtis, how do you compare this wide receiver group to the receiver group you had? I know y'all didn't air it out very much back in your day, but you guys had something special, man. What similarities do you see between your group and this group right now?
Well, they want to be great. You know what I mean? They go out there and they make plays week in and week out. And yeah, they're making big plays week in and week out.
And how has Devontae single-handedly been able to just take over the college football world? I mean, it's been amazing. It's been a long time coming, gradually building up. What is he doing different that no one can seem to have an answer for?
Well, I don't know the kid, but it appears to me that his work ethic is out of the roof. You know what I mean? And a lot of times you can tell that in people's play. And I'm assuming that's what it is.
Hey man, he reminds me of Jerry Rice. I ain't gonna lie to you. Them long strides. He remind me of Jerry Rice.
I see a little bit more Marvin Harrison than Jerry Rice though. I see Jerry Rice.
He's gonna murder some people.
But I see some Marvin Harrison in there too though.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison ain't never ran no routes like this young man. This young man is crispy.
Man, they're clean. They are clean.
This young man is crispy.
He's got this that deceptive second gear. It's like he's just kind of stride, boom. It's like it shoots out of a cannon. And
like me.
But I think also a lot of people he has deceiving strength. You know what I mean? He seems to be a very strong kid to be so slim.
Yeah,
he really is.
Yeah.
Hey, so let me Justin, can I ask this question?
Absolutely.
So, what have y'all seen Jalen Waddle on the sidelines? Y'all think he's gonna be back to the play?
I wanted to ask that question. What do y'all think? There's been a lot of talk about it. Does he come back for a playoff?
As a player, I wouldn't do it.
I mean, a lot of people
I'm gonna let Tio answer that.
For the risk of injury. But the thing about it, the thing that I've noticed about those guys love to play together. So to me, it looked like he don't want to leave nothing on the table. So I wouldn't be surprised if we seen him.
What do you think, Steven? What do you think?
The fact that Devontae Smith had an Instagram video of Jalen Waddle without that boot on, and they sitting there laughing and kicking it with each other. I think Waddle gonna come back. I think Waddle gonna play in the game. I think he's gonna be in the playoffs. And
he had a video of him doing squats too. So
yeah,
he's looking good. Tonio, what do you think?
I wouldn't. I'm pretty sure he wants to make that jump, and I wouldn't take the chance on going back out there and injuring that thing again. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a top 10 pick right now. I don't know if I'd jeopardize going back out there for that. Now, if he had his mind made up that he's going to come back next year, then I would go ahead and play. But if his mind is made up that he's probably going to go ahead and make that jump, I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'd take that chance at this point.
So Antonio, it's kind of like a business decision, huh?
Right.
Okay.
No different than Dylan Moses right now.
I think Dylan Moses stock dropped, man. I hate it for him, but I think it's dropped.
He's played himself into the XFL.
Now, Antonio, I always wanted to ask this question, Antonio. I always wanted to ask this question. So
Central High School.
So what make it, say, Antonio, like, what makes it hard for players that have to make that decision on, if I know I'm going to be a top 10 pick, but I know I still want to play football with my boys in college, what's the hardest part of making that decision?
It's not a hard part right now because everybody seems to be opting out. And so nobody's really caring about the team right now because if they did, a lot of these guys that are opting out wouldn't opt out. They would still continue to play. How do you get toward the end of the season? Like guys in LSU and other places, you get to the end of the season and then you decide I'm opt out. You had that opportunity at the beginning of the season,
right?
Either opt out, but I feel like if you're gonna join in, if you're gonna stay there and finish it out. Now in his case, now everybody makes their decision based upon probably two people. An agent and an uncle. Everybody got an uncle.
Go ahead, do it. Shit.
Yeah. Every player on that team got that one uncle that said, "Man, you good, man. We about to go get this money, man. And you got to go back out there and play." So, I mean, it's a tough decision for a young kid at that age, man. But if he's thinking thinking the next level, I don't think he comes back.
Now you know what? I'm gonna throw a little wrinkle in the situation too. Now I was reading up on LSU, and Stephen, I think you can probably back me up on this. The players from LSU, they weren't opting out because of their future. They were opting out because Ogeron lost that locker room because of that march. Can you speak on that, Stephen?
Not only just that, Steve, they lost their, the players opted out because of that, but also a lot of them players look back and saw Joe Burrow gone, Joe Brady gone, so-and-so gone, Lil Tim gone, they all gone. Well, I need to be here. Like, let me go ahead and leave too. So it was not just the fact of the march, though that played a role in it, definitely. But I think a lot of those guys look back and saw LSU losing all of these players to the draft. Why do I need to be here?
You know what, man? That kind of takes me back to high school. Was I was in special ed with 8 people and all of them got out. I like since all them gone, I was just gonna drop them out. I just dropped them out. I'm not gonna go to first lunch by myself. Everybody looking at me.
So you were the Ben Davis of special ed. You were there.
Yeah, I was in the same class all 6 periods. I mean, when the bell ring, we ain't changed classes. We just changed desks. I'm like, man, we ain't fooling no more.
Hey, Tio.
Yo.
I hope his teacher wouldn't staff.
Hey man, my teacher was the same person that put up your ceiling fan.
He was cracking on the same sweetheart. Ceiling fan ugly.
Hey man, your ceiling fan ugly, bro. Your ceiling fan. I'm sure your house is beautiful, but that ceiling fan don't go with the house at all.
This dude, man.
It's like he got rims on an 8400 Civic.
Yes. Hey, Marvin, spinners too. Spinners.
I'm doing it.
So y'all. I was watching Jalen Waddle, and he still had a noticeable limp, man. So I don't know.
He will be making a huge mistake coming back to play.
Yeah.
No need to do that, man.
Hey, well, y'all, I'm finna hop off here, man. Got some Christmas stuff to take care of, but y'all be good.
He's got to make his deal, Steve.
Hey, man, Steve, don't spend all that money in one place. Because you on the west side.
Hey, I got you.
Yeah, you got 24th Street, 23rd, and McKinsey Court. Don't spend all in one place. Go to Hank Court sometime. And
I got you.
Oh my God.
He around buying dope in the back of an Uber. I don't understand.
So, we talked about how Devontae was a hard worker. So was Najee Harris. What he did in the offseason really prepared him for his success on the field this season. And he's been able to do more in less time than both Ingram and Henry. What has he done that's just allowed him to be so successful this year?
Hold on, time out. Let me go ahead and jump in real quick on this. I said earlier that Najee should be finish third in Heisman voting. What he did this past week against Florida, lining up at wide receiver, those touchdowns that he caught from the wide receiver position, motion out of the back.
Yeah.
That's not something you can see every running back do because most running backs don't have hands like that. He put on a display this past weekend, man. When I say I have never seen a running back catch the ball like that, hands down. The man showed me something I didn't think I could see.
He reminded me of a complete player like Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk ran, he caught, and then the route he was running. What route was that, man? Was that like a dig and then a slant? What was it?
It looked like a little short post.
No, it wasn't no post. Now post is going towards the goal post, Marvin. That's why you on defense. No, it was like a little dig, like a 10-yard dig, like he coming back for the ball, and then he shoot in. You know,
one of them was a short post that he caught that he had a turn for that was very nice.
It was like a slant. It was like a slant.
Now the touchdown was a slant, yeah, or it was either a slant or a drag route.
Right.
But I'm talking about
it was a design route. It was the touchdown. Every time he got the touchdown, he ran the same route at least 3 times and got
but
the
I
ball.
ain't talking about when he caught the one on the touchdown. He had some catches, not the touchdown. He had some catches that were spectacular. Now the touchdown was good, but he bailed out Max several times with some nice catches.
This is why I say Devontae should be the Heisman getter right there, because they bailed out Mac Jones a whole lot. Sorry to get off the subject, but yes, that's why he should be the Heisman.
Wouldn't it be crazy to have 1, 2, and 3 Heisman?
That's what it should be.
It's just
it might be that
Alabama
way.
players.
It might be that way.
That's what it should be.
You already know during politics that's not going to happen. They're not going to allow that.
When's the last time y'all saw one team have 2 players with both records in their respective positions? School records in both their respective positions. Najee owns every rushing record. Devontae owns all the receiving records. Who else has done that?
As far as I know of, you've never seen it.
I mean,
okay, now in the pros, the St. Louis Rams did it when they had the greatest show on turf. They had Marshall Faulk and
Torrey Hope.
Was it Isaac Bruce? Or was
Isaac Bruce.
Torrey Hope. They had a bunch of them.
Yeah. But
I know my football now.
I don't think the college level has ever seen it.
I know it now.
That's the only subject you took in high school, huh? Was football down in the edge.
Exactly.
But in college, not even Leinart and Reggie Bush did that at USC. So we're doing something no one's ever done before.
Yeah, but
do you think Najee did enough to move up to number 3?
I would hope so. Man, his performance this past week, man, running the ball, catching the ball, blocking. That was one of the best running back performances I've seen ever.
Hey man, I still say the best running back performance I've seen was with Sean Alexander, hands down.
No, because Sean can't catch the ball like Najee. That's the reason why we lost to Tennessee. They threw Sean the ball on a wheel route. Sean wide open, he dropped the ball.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Sean couldn't catch to save his life.
He couldn't block either. Or
he didn't want to block.
Matter of fact, after Williams was telling the players the next year, I don't want another Sean Alexander on this team. I was at practice at A-Day one time.
Oh, wow. Hey, you know what? Speaking of practice, you know what scared me more than anything, and I think it happened 2 or 3 days ago when I heard that Sark was going to interview with Auburn. I'm like, hell no, we are doomed.
He ain't going nowhere now. He got that nice extension. Got that money.
I think. Do y'all think he's gonna be Saban's successor?
And I think they're gonna have
they're
gonna bury
quite
Nick
possible.
on the sideline. You're gonna have to wait for that a while.
That may have been how they convinced Bryce Young to come. To be honest with you.
Who?
I think that's what's gonna happen.
Bryce Young.
Oh.
Well, let's talk about Mac. How impressed with y'all as far as his growth this year? And is there ever going to be a debate between who was better, him or Tua?
You know what, man? The thing is, I think Mac had longer to develop, and that's what I think. And Tua is just raw talent, but Mac had longer to develop and learn the offense, and I mean, they still want to give him the game manager a tag, but he's a little bit more than the game manager. He's not as athletic as Tua or whatever. But again, I think Tua came in with raw talent, and I think Mac had the advantage sitting behind him for all those years or whatever, and him and Jalen and all that to develop. So it's paying off. You know, that's what I think.
I don't think there'll ever be a conversation because honestly, I think 2nd and 26 put Tua in a category completely different than everybody else. So, you know, from that point forward, he separated himself from the rest no matter what they did.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this.
We've won the SEC championship after you guys won it back in '92. What was the message that Gene Stallings was preaching to you guys as far as what happens next?
Langham. Langham can answer that one.
He's over there.
You was in the locker room. You answered.
I wasn't in the locker room.
You were in the locker room.
Willie, he wasn't paying attention. He was on Tinder right then. He didn't know what you said.
Hey, Willie, you never gave us your rebuttal to Antonio saying you would have been the one that threw that shoe either.
I'm still trying to understand why my name came out of his mouth, T's mouth. Can't leave mouth about that. I'm still
Hey
trying
Steve,
to
hey Steve. So last week, Tonio and Teague was on. Tonio said everybody got that one person on the team that would have threw that shoe like old boy on Florida did against LSU. And he said for us, it would have been Willie Gaston. He say Willie would have threw the shoe and be like, "Well, I threw it because I ain't know who it was, and I was just trying to get it off the field to get ready for the next play."
Willie, you would have did that, man.
Man, I wouldn't have did that.
Well, according to Antonio Langham,
he would have just kept the shoe. He would have just kept the shoe and ran to the sideline with it.
that's what you said last week, Tonio.
I know it. He would have thrown it. He would have thrown it and he would have thrown it in celebration. He would have swung up and down.
I tell you what, I think that dude that threw the shoe, he got to be in protective custody right now down in Florida.
Was that the same guy who got laid out by Mechie?
No. Totally different.
Okay.
Maybe
but he was toast most of the night.
I tell you what though, the dude that got hit by Mechie, he should have got up and threw a shoe.
He just should have took his off and went to the locker room and went home.
He didn't come back. He didn't play no more.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted no more either.
But back to my question though, after y'all won that SEC championship, what was the main message that Stallings wanted y'all to get coming out off of that big win and then going into New Orleans?
I don't really think. I think our message started way back and the year before when the team won 11-1. And once we had that loss to Florida, and once we had that loss to Florida, and I think right after that, I mean, we went on the road. And everybody just bought in and believed. And you brought in the next freshman class. You brought in, and basically the only thing that happened was the guys that came in our freshman class was put in places where everybody left, and we just went from there. I mean, we just plugged in the players that needed to be plugged in. And the main thing was our goal at the beginning of the year was we need to win the championship. And we enjoyed playing with each other. And anytime you have a team that enjoys playing with each other, good things are bound to happen. And that's what happened with that team.
Hey, man.
Hey, downtown. Let me ask you this question, downtown.
I want to say something.
A serious question, man. A serious question. When you and I was coming through Bama and all us, even when you and I were in Baltimore together, correct? Mm-hmm. When we battle. Your job was to get over 100 yards receiving against me. My job was to keep you under 100 yards, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like in this day and time, and you can dispute it or you can stay with me on this. I don't think that I know that the football is going more toward offense, but still that doesn't take away from a corner being a dog nowadays. I don't think their mentality is to go out there and stop a guy from catching 100 yards and 4 touchdowns because no way in the hell I'm going to line up on the football field. I don't care who it is and allow this man to give me 200 plus yards and 4 touchdowns. I don't think these kids nowadays, man, playing DB have enough dog and about them to line up and say, man, I ain't getting this dude 100 yards receiving. I'm not getting this dude 4 touchdowns. I don't, it's not there anymore, man. And I get frustrated watching football. I even get frustrated coaching high school football because you teaching, and these cats line up out there, man, and everybody wants to finesse the game. I don't forget finessing, man. Man up, dog up, and say, hey, man, look, you get 100 yards on me tonight, you'll be lucky. I don't think it's there no more, man.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Man, watching defenses these days, man, high school, college, it pisses you off. Now, I will say this, even though this was for Curtis, and I'm gonna let you jump in, Curtis. I apologize for being rude.
You're good.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. I would say this. Have you seen the guy, is it Malachi Moore?
Yeah.
He actually plays with that dog mentality.
Yeah,
Another one, Patrick Surtain, he plays with it too, man. I mean, he's gotten burned a little bit, but every once in a while. But the thing is, man, when he does get burned, he is usually draped all over the receiver. I do see that.
Right.
Yeah. The rest of them, they like, it is what it is.
Well, like Antonio said, we don't have defensive backs that were like Langham, Mark McMillan, Sam Shade. These guys were physical. You know what I mean? And they wanted to let you know they were physical. You know what I mean? These guys, you know, they look like they just want to, you know, a guy make a play on them, they want to help them up. You know what I mean? We ain't cut for them cloth, man. We used to be ready. You know what I mean? And we used to want to compete every day in practice. You know what I'm saying? And then it transferred over to the game.
Hey man, the DBs I like, man, like Langham, y'all used to make people receivers want to fight.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Those are the type of DBs I was used to watching Bama. Y'all would make people want to fight. Y'all would have them so frustrated they would want to fight. And and now it's like, man, it's like they're getting off the ball easier and then they're playing. I'm gonna tell you how scared they're playing. And I know y'all had to have seen this play. I think it was 3rd and probably a couple of feet from the goal. And the DB, he was so scared of the receiver getting off of Florida, he's reaching over, putting his hands on him.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Josh Jobe.
And they call outside. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? I don't understand it, man. I don't understand.
So
here's the problem. I ain't mean to cut you off. Here's the problem, though. Everybody is so worried about giving up the deep ball that they're protecting deep, but they're like, I give up 200 yards of receiving to a guy on all underneath routes, but you're not gonna beat me deep. Forget that. Football is football. You cannot play the game of football as a defensive back and think that you're not gonna get hit up. You're gonna get hit up at some point in the game. Curtis Brown works too hard for me to say that I'm just gonna shut Curtis Brown down the whole game. But what Curtis Brown gonna know is I'm in his shit all day long. Every time we line up, we edit. We fight and we edit. But here's the problem. Everybody, secondary guys, and I'm saying this because I watched it somewhere. I've gotten frustrated with it. It's like one thing that drives me crazy is this. DBs, they 10 yards away from a receiver when the ball is thrown and a receiver drops the ball and then everybody wants to get an incomplete signal. You were 10 yards away from the play, man.
You're right.
Why they even doing it in high school now? Kids drop a pass. They doing this for what? Son, you were 10 yards away. If he catch that ball, he make a move on you as a touchdown, man. Everybody can run so fast now that nobody wants to play technique.
Hey, Tony,
but you can run fast for so long, but technique gonna keep you they're gonna keep you in the league a long, long time.
But Tonyo, let me cut you off though, Tonyo. Let me ask you this though. What role does officiating play? Because it seems like it's a whole lot more pass interference call. You barely even touch a receiver now.
But that's because the game is going so much offense. But here's the thing. You got some officials that will let it go. So you can't just change your game and automatically say, I'm going to get soft just because you don't know how they're going to call the game.
Got to play through it.
Keep comments.
You know what Antonio, what I'm taking from this is, man, at least try to take your opponent out to play. At least.
That's it.
At least, I mean, in other words, if he beat you, he beat you, but at least all the other plays, make the quarterback look away from his ass because you all over it.
Right.
At the end of the day, as a defensive back, you have to have a short-term memory. I had it every time. If you beat me, I ain't remember. And I tell you that point blank. I don't remember that. You have to have a short-term memory, but you have to also be able to compete. And what I see from a lot of DBs now is they're not willing to compete. If the ball's in the air, we were taught, and Antonio can attest to this, we were taught we got just as much right to the ball as that receiver does.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if you ran a go route, you ran a deep route, I'm gonna become the receiver. You're not. You're not gonna even get there. That ball is mine, and that's the mentality that these guys don't have. They don't.
All I'm saying is, man, if I'm playing Devontae Smith or whoever it is, man, line up. My mind is you're not gonna give me 200 plus receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. Ain't no way in the world. Like I'll start a fight with you, and we both will get ejected before I give you that opportunity.
Exactly.
To do me in like that.
But y'all know what it is though. We were raised different than this generation.
That's
y'all
true.
know what I'm about to say. How many of y'all got into a fight and your mama told you better not come in this house until you won? See,
of course.
Right. So we were raised like you better win.
No.
You better win at all.
I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised like that.
Man, listen, I was raised where you better win no matter what you do.
If I got my behind kicked, my dad literally say, "Okay, son, we're gonna go talk to their parents."
Oh, no. My mom and daddy wasn't going for that. Like, come to the house with that.
Hey, Willie, stop that, man. You know good and well you wasn't raised like that, man. Get out of here with that.
Hey, bro.
Hey, man.
I'm telling you.
Hey, man, I was raised like that, but how
Not
could I
my
learn?
dad.
But listen, but that's what
I was raised like that, but how could I learn anything if me and my daddy go down there to fight the boy and he beat both our asses? I didn't learn nothing.
My dad didn't go down there to fight with me. We went down there to talk.
Nah.
My
My mom was famous. She said, "Don't come in this house crying. Whatever you crying about, you better go outside and handle it or fix it." Wasn't no walking in that house crying. No.
But Marvin, that doesn't really apply to you. You said she said don't come in the house, but if I can remember, y'all stayed in the trailer, so it don't really make a difference, Marvin. Yeah. Now, if she had said don't come in this double wide, then
Do you also think some of that mentality has to do because coaches aren't really allowed to be what they used to be like back in your day? Coaches are taught to be a little bit softer, not to get in your face, not to be confrontational, and basically do what made us, men.
You mean the Pete Goldens? You mean the Pete Goldens coaches a bit more taught more to be like Pete Goldens?
Pete Goldens like, now don't get in their personal space.
Okay, so Antonio, let me ask you and Curtis, let me ask you this. Is it true? I can ask you too, Marvin. Is it true that the player develops the mentality and the attitude of his coach? If the coach is rowdy and he's aggressive, then the player's gonna go out there and try to be just like him on the field.
I agree
it's
with
more
that.
of you don't want to disappoint him. You know
Right.
what he is personally. You know his standard, so you don't want to disappoint that standard. I had Jeff Rousey as a coach. I knew Jeff Rousey was a live one, and I was probably more live than Jeff, so we got along great. A lot of times you just don't want to disappoint that person, and you know them as a person, so you know the personality.
Well, you know what? I personally think that Pete Golden, I don't think he hollers at the players. You can tell how they play. Okay, guys, we're going to run it. We're going to do a stunt, and then we're going to, DBs just fall 10 yards off you. If they catch the ball, just touch them and kind of take them down gently, and we go back to the huddle. That's, to me, instead of saying, look, don't let them catch nothing, bust somebody in the mouth. Hey, get a penalty, a face mask just because. Let them know we there. You know what I'm saying?
Steve, but you got to understand something, though, Steve. I know the rest of Curtis, Willie, and Antonio can attest to this. When we played, it was a different coaching mentality. I can remember coaches jacking players up. I can remember players jacking coaches up. It was like, hey,
I didn't know y'all had that type of gay stuff going on. Y'all was what? You see, y'all was
it was real stuff, man. It was real. But look, that's what they're missing nowadays, man. You know what I mean? Like, but look, I think Nick will still get in your face, right?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of these kids are bowing up to Nick, unfortunately, knowing that if Nick do anything wrong, he's gonna be put under a microscope. You know what I mean?
But you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something else too, man. Players are definitely not like y'all used to be.
That's
you know
right.
why? Because they got options. That's why the transfer portal is so full.
Yeah.
And man, if you holler at me, I'll just transfer.
Yep.
So
College
they're giving these players too many options. I don't like that.
I don't either.
It's
I don't
messing up
either.
the
I
game of
don't either.
football.
college free agency.
Destroying it. Destroying it.
I wish I had that.
Why, so you can get away from Antonio?
Huh? Man, I played. When you come in and you're supposed to be a highly touted recruit, and the first time you're on the field, you backing up about 6 All-Americans. I mean, what you gonna do? You either gonna man up, get better, or not.
But that's your fault. That's your fault. See, what you're saying right now is the same mentality the kids have now. They walk in and they see what's in front of them, and then all of a sudden they don't want to fight no more. They don't want to compete.
Right.
They don't know what it is to be. They don't know what it is to be at the bottom, and then fight their way back up to the top. See, that's your fault.
Let me tell you something.
When you walk on the field, if you highly touted, then when you walk on the field, you're supposed to say you better than everybody on the football field. That's the problem with them now.
Absolutely.
Look here, buddy. I'm not gonna have you yelling at me like that, raising your voice like I'm your child. I'm not your child.
That's going on over social media, and then people gonna be sitting there. Well, Willie Gaston said he wish he had that transfer portal. That's the problem with him now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this, sir. And I'm gonna tell you this right to your face, young man. I'm not having that. I competed every day. I competed every day.
Hey, you know something? No,
Well, that's the
CB can attest to this. I competed every day. I might have talked trash. I competed. I talked trash. I did some antics off the field. But Antonio Langham, after you said what you said as far as my shoes go, I'm not thinking about you, young man. I just want you to know.
I'm gonna tell y'all something real though. See, here's the thing about it. Well, y'all make some valid points. That transfer portal make a lot of people switch up. So they rate the most famous quotes in Alabama football history.
I know where this is going.
I have the third most famous quote, and I got in so much trouble for this quote. A reporter asked me about Travis Carroll, All-American, and you see my quote. I said, whether Travis was here or not, I planned on starting anyway. It hurt to lose him, but it is what it is. I got called to Dubo's office for that. And he was like, he was not very happy about that. But I say that to say, a lot of these kids don't want to compete. I don't care if it was 10 All-Americans in front of me.
And you know what?
The thing about it, Marvin, the thing about it is they're not being taught to compete anymore. They got this message that, if you got a little bit of adversity in front of you, hop on out and go into the transfer portal. They're not being taught to sit there
Justin, here's the thing.
and work your tail off and earn something.
Everybody Hold on, 1 second though. Hold on. Everybody asked me before I signed with Alabama, are you sure this is what you want to do? Travis Carroll is an All-American. He's 1 year ahead of you. So you ain't going to really play much for your first few years. I said, okay, y'all keep thinking that. And we all see what happened. Ain't no man ever going to back me down. And that's the attitude that a lot of these kids don't have. I could have easily went and signed with another school, but that wouldn't have been me. And that's the thing that a lot of these kids, they don't want the competition.
No.
You know something, no, man? I'm going to tell you something.
They'd rather be Instagram famous.
But Justin, you know what? This is why I respect Mac Jones so much. He came in, he had Jalen in front of him, he had two in front of him, and he fought and waited his turn, and he continued to fight. And look at him now. You can't do nothing but respect him. You can't do nothing but respect. I'm a Mac Jones fan just because he took advantage. He learned from Jalen and whoever else was in front of him, and look at him now. Because he fought.
And look at Jalen Hurts, same thing too. Most people would have bailed, but instead he sat there. He actually got better, improved his craft, got to Oklahoma, balled out, Heisman finalist. Now he took the starting job for Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, the reason he has started for the Philadelphia Eagles because he a Q. But look,
that's right.
Look at man, I can leave my Eagles alone, man.
No,
I had Lamar out here with me.
Hey, I'm speaking positive, man. He earned that spot because of being willing to compete, being willing to wait his turn and learn and humble himself, and it's paying dividends for him. This man's about to be a Pro Bowl player.
To me, this transfer portal is sending a message it's sending a message to the kids to pretty much quit. If things are not going your way, quit. And the biggest disappointment in Alabama history to me at quarterback, who was this highly touted guy? that came out of California, and they said he was gonna be the next star at Alabama, and he quit.
Blake Barnett.
They beat him
Blake
out.
Barnett.
Blake
Blake
Barnett.
Barnett.
And look, but not only did he transfer from Alabama and went somewhere else, he transferred from that school and went somewhere else too.
Went
And
to
I ain't heard
Arizona.
nothing else from him since.
Went to Arizona State. Then he went to USF, and now I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he in the XFL.
But you know, this generation has been said to be a generation of entitlement. And it goes back to that same thing. They feel entitled. They don't want to work for what they get. You know, you got to be prepared to work. You know, the greatest of the greats work. The Walter Paytons work. The Michael Jordans work. Nothing's just going to happen because you show up. Man, please.
Yep.
Anybody can show up.
Michael Jackson's work.
But as a player, when you go to the University of Alabama, you expect to have to work. You expect to be against the best, because if you start at Alabama, you can start anywhere in the country. That's just my consensus on it.
Well,
Is Willie at Hooters?
Hold on. You said if you go
Willie,
to
you
the
at
University
Hooters?
of Alabama, you got to expect to work. What if you was like me and just hung around up there? You just hung out up there, you know? Yeah. You expect to work?
I don't even know what to say to that.
I'm just saying.
No, but at the end of but when you come to Alabama as far as an athlete,
Well, he needs appetizers.
Muted his mic.
Yeah, no, he done ran out of minutes.
Hey, that waitress at Hooters done got too close to him. She distracted him.
y'all did wrong.
You know, man. What the problem is now is every kid has an opportunity when he goes to a university on an official visit. He has an opportunity to talk to the coaches. He's gonna usually be told there's two positions we could possibly play you in. Then you're given the opportunity to examine the depth chart. So you know what's coming, you know what you're dealing with when you step on that university. You've had that chance to visit, you've had that chance to talk to coaches, and they get there. And what drives me crazy is when they leave, they want to dog every coach that's there. He didn't do this for me, he didn't do that for me. No. Look at the man in the mirror. You knew what the depth chart looked like before you got there. And then this is the other thing that drives me crazy. What do? When they transfer, usually they do what? They transfer down a division. They go down to a smaller division where they can walk right into the door, and the coaches and them gonna baby them, they gonna give them everything they want. Don't tell me you think I want to leave Alabama or Auburn or another university to go down a level and play at another school. Why?
Yeah,
Why
you want to leave Auburn. You would definitely want to leave Auburn.
You know what's going to be interesting, though? Y'all saw last week the NCAA signed that waiver that they can transfer to any school in the country and don't have to sit out now.
Right.
See, that's bad, man. That's to me that's bad for football long term. Because let's say, man, you're not doing what you're supposed to do on the practice field, the weight room, or conditioning, and the coach get on you, you get mad. Now you transferring to another school. And, I mean, it to me is raising people who are irresponsible. They don't want to be held accountable for what they're doing. So I mean, how can you raise a man like that and he doesn't want to be held accountable for anything? So
right.
to me, it sounds like the NCAA is pretty much setting these young men up for long-term failure in life because they don't want to be held accountable for anything, and that's bad.
But it goes off.
Yeah, NCAA, the NCAA, along with some of these young kids, coaches coming out of high school, you know, afraid to tell these kids no, or afraid to tell these kids, you know, bust your ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
We ain't gonna just give you nothing. It got to be earned. You know what I mean? And they're not being told that.
Well, it seems like to me now, man, kids coming out of high school now, the only requirement now is you just got to be fast. Other than that, you ain't got to have discipline. You ain't got to have eye discipline, coordination, no technique. You just got to be fast now, I guess.
But you know what else contributes to it, Steve? Instagram. They got all these followers stroking their egos.
Right.
They already feel like they the man before they even get to school because they got, 50 or 100,000 people following them on Instagram.
And then they're in for a rude awakening because when they show up, it's about 5 or 10 other players just as good as they are at the same position.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do?
I think they need to go back to the old school way of recruiting, and these coaches actually go out there and sit in football stadiums and watch these kids. You could get a recruiting service all day to break down the tape, and when they break down the tape, most of the time, all you're gonna see is what they good
Good
play.
parts.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're never gonna see the bad parts, man.
Yep.
But if you're a coach and you go sit in that stadium back when we all were being recruited, those coaches came and sat in the stadium and they watched football, and
Yep.
they told you then what you were getting, man. Now you go to these recruiting services and they make it look good. And I hate these stars, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. I hate them now, man.
Me too.
And they
I'll do
beat
you be- I'll do
and
you
they
one
beat
better. I'll
just
do
a
you one
star
better.
or half a star. And
There
another
you
thing,
go.
I'm gonna tell you something. I don't like the fact, like when I was coaching high school football, they would let the parents make a highlight reel for their kids. I'm like, man, so you mean to tell me your daddy gonna put your bad plays and your bad habits on there? No, he's trying to sell his
Oh,
kids.
right.
I'll do you one better. These kids don't need to have these national press conferences on TV.
Hey,
Then you go back to
I
the
hate
days
'em.
that
I
then
hate
go
'em.
back to the days that maybe your local paper took a picture. None of this national television treating them like they're already in the NFL. That's one of the reasons they're messing up. These kids are acting like they're pros before they even step on the field.
And Justin, I agree because these kids sit around and you think they're making a movie where they set up their announcement thing, and then the top ones in the ESPN 150, the top 5. This is actual signing day, early signing period, and this is actual signing day. And then on actual signing day, everybody decides the top 5 or 10 decide, well, I'm gonna wait 2 weeks from now before I make my decision. Like you
Crazy.
getting drafted or something. NCAA
Crazy.
needs to go back and say, look, if you are eligible, you are to sign on early signing period or in February when you're supposed to. And if you don't, then you lose out on your scholarships, man, because we're making the kids feel like they're getting ready to go to the NFL by the way we allow them to do National Signing Day. They want everybody when they're gonna make their commitment to who they're going to. They're going to make it. They may make it a movie.
Man,
And when
I ain't
you
gonna lie.
get in there and don't become nothing, then all of a sudden here go this movie, this whole announcement. They look. Then all of
I
a
ain't
sudden
gonna
people
lie
looking
to
like,
you, man. I ain't gonna lie. I remember when Ben Davis got signed. It had to be like 15 years ago. The whole state stopped. I mean, it's like down in Gordo, they had all types of balloons and I was like, and look at him now. I mean, I can't. I don't know. Well, whatever. Y'all think I'm hating on Ben, but I'm sorry. I mean, it's that dude. Oh, nothing. Go ahead. He make me want to cry.
But to get back to what we were saying, though, to me, it goes all the way back to the participation trophies.
Yep, you're
Exactly.
I remember
Speak on that.
in Little League, you didn't get a trophy unless you earned it.
Yeah.
Now, just because
Everybody
that
get a
kid
trophy.
is on the bench, he didn't touch the field, oh, we giving everybody trophies.
That's where it
Nah.
starts. The kids don't know how to deal with
And it
adversity
just-
or losing.
Exactly.
Hey,
But they
man,
also
I
don't
ain't
know
gonna
how to
lie to you,
lose.
man. When I played Little League football, apparently something had to have been wrong with our whole team because we ain't even get no rings. We just got a candy necklace. Everybody's shirt. We had the ceremony. We got red, blue, and green on our shirt. And we just sitting there.
and you know, man, the other thing that we're losing from this too is we're losing the team concept. You lose a football game, especially in high school, you lose a football game, a playoff game. And if it's on the road, the first thing every kid on the team comes to the coach and is like, Coach, I'm gonna ride back with my parents. So now they're gonna get in the car with their parents, and then mama's gonna get on the back seat with him, and he's gonna lay his head on mama all the way home, like he's really that hurt. If it's that means that much to you, then get back on the bus with the same guys that you rode down with, that you fought with that night. Ride back with them, and let's
You know what,
discuss.
man? You sure right, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Real talk, when I was coaching Little League football, I did it from 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And one thing I did teach my kids, I taught the parents up front. I don't care if we win, lose, or draw. If we all ride to the game together on this van, We riding back. Y'all gonna pick up y'all kids at a designated place where I pick wherever I pick y'all kids up, that's where they're gonna be dropped off, right there. It ain't gonna be no riding back with mom and daddy, because it's giving these kids so much they just like we owe them stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So no, and it's killing the concept of team. You know what I'm saying?
Like one of my coaches used to say, get the titty out the boy mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I like boobage.
That's why you at Hooters right now.
Yeah.
You're right about that with him.
Hey man, so Bama plays on the 1st, right?
Yeah, the 3 o'clock.
Next Friday.
Cool. All right, well, I'll be getting that little check. That's what's up.
Yeah, I just hope we can go ahead and make these adjustments defensively. I see us winning it all though.
What adjustments do we need to make between now and next Friday?
New defensive coordinator.
I'm with you, Marvin.
Get his ass out of there.
I'm not gonna go that far, but we need to make adjustments on the defensive line as well in the secondary.
CB, if he ain't figured it out by game 12, CB, it ain't gonna change.
Oh no, you make adjustments, man. You make adjustments.
Now, granted, we're not going.
I was a really big fan of yours. You ought to be ashamed of yourself saying it. Just because you're gonna be ready to coach, man. Go on, say it. Say it.
Now, granted, we're not going to be playing the offense at the level we faced this past week. But what do we need to? Yeah. What do we need to do against Notre Dame to be successful to prevent Ian Book from having a historic day? Which we have a habit of making quarterbacks look good no matter who they are.
Put the first thing they do is get ready to coach and put Charlie Strong in there. And I'm looking at Antonio Langham. You want to say it. I see it in your eyes. You want to say get rid of his ass. You want to say it. Go ahead. Say it, 4-3. Say it.
Well, he's probably going to be moved after the season. The only reason he hasn't. No, he's not going to be moved before the game. That won't happen before the game.
Yeah.
That would never happen before the game. He can't move because at this point he can't play. Well, he hasn't done anything along the lines of Lane Kiffin to say have him removed. So that's not going to happen before the game. Now you won't get Charlie Strong because Charlie Strong will not be moved into that position until next year because Charlie Strong is probably still getting a buyout. So if he takes a job, then he's got to be put up on the contract like Bush Jones was, and then Charlie
got 2 buyouts currently with Texas and USF.
My point. So as long as he's just an analyst and he's really not taking any money, he still gets his buyout. That's why Bush Jones never. He was only thing he was an analyst because if he does that, then his buyout becomes prorated because of whatever that university is paying. So that's why Charlie Strong is where he's at now. Charlie's probably helping Pete Golden in the film room and all that, but when it comes to the field, Charlie Strong can't be a part of that because of the fact that he just considered an analyst. Now he won't be moved. He won't be moved, but what needs to happen is a game plan needs to be made between Clemson and Ohio State on what you're going to do. Because let's just be realistic. Notre Dame, every time they get in the playoffs or the championship game, they get beat by 50.
Yeah.
Bama hang 35 by halftime on Notre Dame.
Yeah. We're gonna out physical them off the rip.
Right.
Yeah.
And what? On offense or defense?
All phases of the game. They weak. I'm telling you, they weak. They don't play anybody, man.
Which one of their players gonna have a catfish girlfriend this time? Who's gonna be this time?
Hey man, that was so ugly. That dude.
I think Manti Te'o's girlfriend's living with Steve now.
What?
Bad sound.
But the biggest problem for Pete Golden right now is our offense is so good. It's usually the other way around. It's usually the defense that's really good, and the offense is told just do enough not to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
But now our offense is so high powered that Pete Golden is being told just call it enough, put us in just good enough position so we don't lose the game, and that's what he's being told. That's why you're missing a lot. But if we had an offense that wasn't as high powered as ours is, then Pete Golden mentality probably would have to be forced to be a little different than what it is right now.
If we didn't have an offense, we'd be going to the Music City Bowl.
I mean, but that's my point, because we are so high powered. Pete Golden is being told, call the defense just well enough so we don't lose the game. We can score points.
Man.
But you know what? But the problem is, Antonio, you're a defensive guy. And I know you see it, bro. I know you see it. The thing is, man, okay, call the plays, but the plays, some of the plays he's calling are stupid plays. They make no sense. It's like some of the plays he's calling in the coverages, it ain't even confusing the defense. He don't even have them disguising coverages, bro. They just there.
But they can't disguise it right now. If you listen to some of the post-game conference with Nick Saban, what does he say? Well, yeah, we had some bad calls, but a lot of the times we were lined up wrong.
But who is that on?
Why hasn't that been corrected? It's been 2 years that Pete Gold's been there. It's the same thing, game after game. How is that not corrected? We ain't
right.
You got to understand something now. You have a bunch of true freshmen or redshirt freshmen in there playing right now. They missed.
Right.
They missed
I get them.
They missed the spring and they missed summer workouts.
Right.
And a lot of them are trying to learn this defense on. Listen, I played that defense. That defense Nick them are running right now is pretty much what we ran in Cleveland. I didn't have none of the preseason except 2 days of preseason. I didn't get comfortable in that defense until week 10 of the season. Week 10. That's how long it takes you to get comfortable in that defense.
But
I get the freshmen, but what about the upperclassmen that are still here?
Right. I understand what you're saying, Antonio, but what I'm saying, and you know what, you took the words right out of my mouth. The thing is, man, you got upperclassmen there. I'm telling you, every play that Bama has gotten burned on, they've been like obviously out of position. I mean, you can see it. I mean, people that don't even know football, they be out of position. They be so out of position. I remember I was watching, he called a play. I'm on the damn field. I ain't even, how the hell I get on the field? Come on, man.
Listen, wait a minute. Y'all stay with me. Ride with me right here on this.
Okay.
When you're dealing with upperclassmen, and everybody's mindset is trying to get to the pros, CB, you can attest to this with me. They start doing their own damn thing. They start doing their own thing out there. A defense will be called, and they were supposed to run a stunt, and they won't run it because they feel like instead of them running their X stunt, they feel like, well, I can beat him if I just shoot the gap right now. So when you don't run what's called, you're killing the whole defense because you're doing your own thing. I guarantee you, if we went in that meeting room and sit there now, we would see a lot of mistakes of guys doing their own thing.
If we watch the film, and that's the bad thing, and that's the bad thing about us as fans now, right? Because we're not in the meeting room. We're not watching film. But I guarantee you, just like Antonio said, if you break down the film, you will see that a lot of the times that these guys are making mistakes, it ain't on the coach. It's on the athlete.
You know what though?
No.
You know what? Hold on. Well, let me say this. To me, it is on the coach, because if they had faith in the coach and faith that the coach knows what he's doing and what he's calling, they wouldn't take it upon themselves to run that play. Now, I can understand if you are a world-class athlete or whatever. Now, Antonio, I heard that you just did your own thing at times, but at the same time, when you did your own thing, you made the play. You made the play. So you had to have some type of, let's say, you had to have some type of feeling or whatever that, okay, I know I can make this play. So I'm gonna go and cheat it real quick and do my own thing.
But you know what though, Steve? It goes back to confidence in the defense, because Justin could tell you this. We had Kenny Smith on. We had Kenny Smith on a few weeks ago, and that's what me and Kenny we was talking about. Kenny was always doing his own thing. We got a play call. Kenny doing what Kenny do, but Kenny was doing that because Kenny also knew that I was behind him, and no matter what happened, that the play was going to be made anyway.
You had his back.
Yeah.
Right.
That goes back to communication. It was communication.
Exactly.
Because there will be times in the defensive set to where Coach Oliver gave us the freedom, or no, let me rephrase that. He gave Langham the freedom to do his thing and Langham would communicate it to us to know, hey, I'm finna do this. You need to be here.
But but Willie, that's being in the flow of the game. That's understanding the game and what's going on in the game.
Hey,
Willie, I'm not just out there just gambling, and I don't understand the flow of the game. I understand the flow of the game. I understand what they're doing from formation.
Exactly. I feel that.
I was just saying that Antonio Langham was doing his thing. I would never complain about what you did because it got me to a championship. It also got me in a place that I didn't want to be, was playing in your place when you won the Thorpe Award. That was not a good place for Willie Gaston to be.
Hey man, you know what though? The thing is, I still say, y'all had cohesiveness and y'all had communication.
Right.
So if Langham did his own thing, at least y'all knew and y'all be able to cover. I think, but these, hold on a second, Marvin. These guys are doing their own thing because they don't have confidence in the defensive coordinator and what he's calling. That's what I believe. That's what I see. To me,
I'm wondering if we need to do a welfare check on Willie. I feel like Tony O'Neill was treating him like a stepchild.
Damn.
Look at here, man.
Willie,
That one,
okay?
let me tell you something, man.
I see Willie still having some flashback. Willie having some bad.
Willie problem was this. Any man that had to take 3 showers before we kick the football off, he got some other damn issues. Well, they ain't got nothing to do with no football, man. A man take a shower before he leave the hotel. He take a shower as soon as he get to the stadium. We go out for pregame warm up, and he doesn't get taped. He go warm up. He come back in, take another shower, then get dressed before we go kick it off. Something wrong with him.
So what you trying to say? Willie used to get off the bus musty.
No, I was never musty, sir. No. My whole career, I've just been a different person, and to play with the guys that I played with, that they thought it was crazy, but they let me be me, and I appreciated that out of these guys. CB used to talk trash to me every day. CB had me thinking for a while the worst DB we had until I looked around.
Well, that goes back to my what I said earlier. If you're gonna line up in front of CB and you're gonna let CB do you in, then that's on you.
Yeah.
Mentality gotta be different.
Hey, he couldn't help it. He was in the shower. Hell,
Willie definitely competed. Competed.
Hey,
Steve.
He come out on the field smelling like ivory.
Hey, Steve, Willie played in the wrong era. He need to be making Old Spice commercials.
Yeah.
How stupid.
Hey guys, listen, I gotta run now, man. Well, I really ain't gotta go. I'm sick of looking at Curtis fan. So look,
hey, you gonna make me replace that fan tomorrow.
Hey, CBA, you'll be on the next podcast with a brand new city.
Brand new one. Yeah. Crazy.
Hey man, I enjoy talking to y'all boys, man. I'll let y'all later on, man. Y'all be easy.
All right, Steve. Good to talk to you, man. Good to see you, man.
All right, man. Be easy.
I was getting to promote what he's doing this weekend. All right,
okay, gentlemen.
But Justin, all I want to say is this, man. Before we get up, we are being a little hard on Pete Golden, man. But
no, we're not.
Until we be in the locker room, until we be in the meeting room, until we be in the meeting room with Pete Gold and those guys, and really understand what they're doing, and if a lot of this is on him, or if guys are just doing their own thing. Now, from coaching for a while now, you will get kids that will start doing their own thing. Sometimes it ain't the defense that you're running; it's the people that's running it.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel you.
So we might have some people on that defense that's not running it. No matter how much he goes over it, they're not spending I only have so much time in a day to get my defense set and get everybody running it. Now you gotta, if you don't understand somewhere, you gotta come to me, or you gotta get in your books and study. Honestly, now.
You're right.
Marvin, you should know that, Marv. We can't point the finger at the D coordinator like that, because at the end of the day, we don't know exactly what's going on until we look at that film.
Well, hold on, time out though. But at the same time, we weren't giving up no points like that either though. Now we out here. You look at that Ole Miss game. You look at that Florida game. You look at games in the beginning of the season. Man, we weren't giving up no points like that. At what point do you realize the scheme plays a major role in the amount of points you're giving up too now?
It does, but at the same time, back to what Antonio was saying about these 4 or 5 stars. They might not be
but you know what though?
Stars.
But you know what though? You also got to realize you have to run a defense that supports your personnel. Your personnel you can't just say I want to run a 3-4, but if your personnel is 4-3 personnel, it ain't gonna work.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
with
you
you
know,
on that.
but CB,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say this, and y'all can say Langham, you crazy or not. Listen, even though we got a bunch of 4- and 5-star athletes at Alabama, sometimes these guys are not ready. And the worst thing for any coach or D coordinator or position coach is when he doesn't have enough guys where he can create competition.
Mm-hmm.
When a guy know he don't have nobody right now that's ready to play or can push in right now, he becomes complacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
I got benched plenty of times, so I got benched plenty of times.
That's because you was girl. That's because you was girl hungry. There were times when you weren't mentally ready. You were just because you were girl hungry, man.
I'm an only child. I ain't have no sisters.
See that Justin, the truth starting to come out now. I love Willie Gaston to death, man. I ride to the end of the world with him, but I know there were times when his mind was other places other than where it should have been. And that's why he found himself in positions where he had to fight back to get his position back after he done lost it because he wasn't there.
He was a hell of a football player, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I give him that.
Yeah.
Until he zoned out. Then when he zoned out, that was it. He'll zone out, then he'll come back to us. When he came back to us, we had a player. But when he was zoned out, shoot.
Be careful.
We probably seen him on CB. We probably found him on the fifth floor of DCA at the psych ward.
Well, before we close, just a few things. Marvin, go ahead and talk about your book, what it's been doing, and all the lives it's been changing, and how we can get a hold of it.
The book is doing what the book does. Again, you should have put on the 40 Plus Strong sweatshirt today. Again, if you haven't picked up your copy, you can get it at 40plusstrong.com. Again, the book is doing solid numbers. It's doing what it does. The book pretty much sells itself. You know, you can always follow me on Instagram at Constant45, and you'll see people posting their progress. I've also got them posted on my website, 40plusstrong.com. That's 40plusstrong.com. Again, you got a New Year's resolution, go to 40plusstrong.com and let us get you started the right way.
That's what I'm talking about. Few program notes. Next week we'll be back on our regular schedule. Everyone who wants to check out college football in-depth analysis, check out the Tyler Turner Show, Mondays at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. To check out the Jones and a Roadshow show on Thursday nights, 2 Jersey boys talking about the NFL, the New York Giants, and whatever comes to their minds. Marvin, as far as next week, of course, that's game week. Who do you have for us? What you got going on?
I don't know yet. It's going to be interesting, though.
That it always is. Before we go, guys, if you would, give us some closing words. Tell us what's next for you. And if you're on social media, tell us how we can get in touch with you. We'll start with you, Curtis.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as well. cbrown85. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this big game coming up on the 1st. Hopefully we can take care of business there and then, find ourselves in the national championship.
Antonio, you still got that MySpace page?
As a matter of fact, I just shut it down yesterday.
Now he's on TikTok now, Marvin.
Yeah, there you go.
Justin, he don't know how to operate the first feature on TikTok.
But what are you talking about, man? I am so lost. I don't even worry about any of it.
You gonna be all right? Well, yeah.
But Justin, I will say this though, Justin.
What's up?
I got the book, the fitness at 40, and Marvin, I will say this. I have started it. I wasn't gonna wait till the new year, the resolution to start. I need to start it now. So I started that, man. I did last week. I did a whole workout. That thing, that's a monster when you're doing that whole workout, man.
Yeah.
Like that. I did the diet part. I'm still working on, but I'm getting there on the diet part, man. Other than
Man,
that, y'all know where I'm at.
I sent you some beautiful options for diet.
You did, and I'm working on it. I promise you, I am. I'm trying to get there, man. You can find me at Silicaga, man. We still coaching basketball. We play a game Monday for the first time in a couple of weeks. So,
out there teaching them kids press technique in basketball.
That's all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with being real around it, but you know, man, I ain't seen CB in a minute, so it's good to see him, man. But Justin, Marvin, CB, Willie, man, it's good to talk to y'all guys, man. Steve, hey, man, a lot of love for all y'all, man. Love you guys, man.
Same here, man.
Thank you, brother.
Love you too, bro. Love you too.
Willie, what's going on with you next, brother? And are you on social media at all? Or?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. That's the only place I am. I'm on Facebook. Willie Gaston, huh? Winter Logger. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm on Facebook. That's the only way you're gonna get in touch with Willie. Willie's prehistoric. Willie don't even have Wi-Fi at his house. So
how do you survive?
He's got.
Marvin, y'all can find Willie on. Y'all can find him on the internet on Willie does Dallas. Or Willie does Alabama.
Boy, yeah, terrible, man.
That's part of Marvin's book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having us on, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys having me on. Marv, good luck with your book, man. I wish you many blessings, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you guys for coming on. Yeah, we enjoyed it, man. All right, I'm gonna send everybody out. Y'all have a safe weekend and roll tide.
Roll tide, baby.
Man, have a happy holidays, guys.
Merry Christmas
to y'all guys.